Hey guys, welcome back. We are here with video number 2 of how to use syncopation. In today's video, we're going to take a look at an awesome chops builder. This is stuff that I use all the time. It's super cool and very easy to use. A little hard to bring up to speed, but once you get there, it is amazing. Check this out. Just like the last video, we're going to be using the Swung interpretation of reading syncopation, page 37 in the old text, 38 in the new one. So the Swung interpretation basically means that we're not going to be interpreting this as straight eighth notes, but as swung eighth notes. So the eighth notes in this book are going to be as the third partial of a triplet. So instead of being 1 and 2 and, we're going to look at this as triplet, triplet. What we're going to do is we are basically going to play this all on the snare drum. Let's take a look at this at a really slow tempo. What we're going to do is we're going to play hand-to-hand triplets, but we're going to accent the actual line. So beats 1 and 3, all those triplets, the eighth notes, quarter notes, they're going to land on the right hand. Beats 2 and 4, everything's going to land on the left hand. Let's take a look at that. Once you have a handle on that, really cool way to use this is by putting your right hand on the floor tom, your left hand goes to the rack tom. So now we're actually playing those lines on the drum set. All those in between notes are going to stay on the snare drum. So that on its own is really cool, but the way I generally use this is I actually double up those in-between notes. So in other words, in the first bar in the first beat of the first bar, we basically have the right hand playing an accent on the downbeat and on the upbeat. But that middle note in the left hand, we're gonna double that. So triplet, triplet. So it's gonna be right, left, right, and so on throughout the measure. Check this out at a really slow tempo here. Like the last exercise, we can use this around the drums. Again, the right hand goes to the floor tom, left hand goes to the rack tom. All those in-between notes stay on the snare drum. We can also put their hands on the cymbals and accompany that with a bass drum. Check that out. Here it is now up to speed on the snare drum. Then we're going to cut away and do the same thing around the drums. Right hand floor tom, left hand rack tom, everything else on the snare drum. Once you have these two down, a great way to practice this is by setting up 4 bars of time. Here I'm going to use jazz time, but you could do a shuffle, you could do a halftime shuffle, you could use like a bluesy shuffle, a rock shuffle, whatever. 4 bars of time followed by a 4-bar break. In other words, trading 4s with yourself. Or another way that I like to use this is by, again, trading 4s, but playing it in what we call an AABA format. So I would just take the first 2 bars. I would play the first bar 2 times as my A, then I would play the second bar once as my B, and then the first bar again as my A. Check that out. Guys, there are a lot of different ways that you can use this, and it becomes really musical. There's a lot of musical phrases in that 40 bar exercise. I hope that you take the time to learn this, because this is really, really easy to do. Again, like I mentioned, hard to bring up to speed. The concept is easy. Once your hands are really together, it's easy to bring up to speed, but if your hands are already together, maybe you can get it up to speed right away and just add it right to your repertoire. This is fantastic stuff, guys. Till next time, keep drumming.